Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson football channel. Today we are going to talk N'Golo Kante, how I feel about this and why Chelsea need to go and make an N'Golo Kante signing. And I'm not necessarily talking about the type of mould and the exact player that Kante is. We need to replace him. We probably do, but I'm talking more about what the signing of Kante was at the time and why potentially Chelsea are looking down the wrong avenues right now when it comes to the midfielder rebuild. Let's look at where we are right now. Before we do that, Telegram links down below. Very close to 2,500 people in the Telegram, so make sure you join. 2 VIP home tickets given away for the first home game of the season and a signed Lampard shirt only in the month of June, so make sure you join. We lost out on Ugarte. We really wanted him. PSG come in. There is the funny business that I've made a video about between Chelsea potentially wanting to buy stakes in Sporting Lisbon. Then PSG are like writing up a little letter, threatening to send it to Sporting, complaining about Chelsea breaking UEFA rules. And Chelsea pull out the deal. Next thing we know, here we go. Ugarte has got a PSG shirt hanging in front of us on photos on the internet. Brilliant stuff. Moises Caicedo. There's this club called Brighton, who I've been singing a lot of praises of Brighton. De Zerbi, love him as a manager. Love everything about them, really. I think they're ran incredibly well. But now, they're starting to pee me off a little bit, okay? Cucurella last summer, 60 million, we've been rinsed. Levi Colwill, the silly little offers of 30 million, but 40 million should do it, shouldn't it, Chelsea? And then trying to outprice us for Moises Caicedo because Chelsea have got money, we'll probably spend it. We're little old Brighton with a bunch of seagulls on the south coast. Chelsea will cough it up, don't worry about it. So, all of this, Moises Caicedo is probably not going to end up joining Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool, any club this summer, probably for any less than 70 to 80 million pounds, which, quite frankly, is an astronomical fee. Let's bring this back to talking about N'Golo Kante. When Chelsea spent £32 million to bring Kante from Leicester into Chelsea, we were buying a Premier League winner. A Premier League winner who probably, when he joined Leicester, had no idea that it was even possible to potentially win the Premier League. With that being said, I think N'Golo Kante in that Leicester team is more important than Jamie Vardy in his goals, more important than the mercurial brilliance of Riyad Mahrez in that season, more important than super sub Okazaki, who seemed to score whenever he was on the field. If N'Golo Kante isn't in that team and it's any other footballer in the world or any other human being on the planet but Kante, Leicester do not win that title. I firmly believe this to the point where Chelsea also believed this, spent 32 million to bring the title winner to Chelsea. Kante looks at Chelsea and thinks, well, yeah, I'm in the Champions League. Yeah, I've just won the league with Leicester, but this is Chelsea. All right, this is a step up in any player's career. Kante joins. What happens? Chelsea win the league. But N'Golo Kante at Leicester is the core cog in that piece of the jigsaw. At Chelsea, he made himself that, but what he did is he joined a team where he wasn't necessarily the most important player because there is quality all around him that can sustain a high level on a consistent basis. Now, where am I going with this when it comes to Chelsea buying a midfielder this summer, and why is Moises Caicedo potentially not the right move? Well, first of all, £80 million is astronomical. It straps the budget for a new goalkeeper, straps the budget for a new number 9 that can score us enough goals to be competitive again in the Premier League. And as much as I really want Chelsea to sign Moises Caicedo, I do believe it is going to be tricky. I think Arsenal are right up there as well. Champions League football guaranteed for them. Caicedo walks into a Champions League team. What I think Chelsea need is João Palhinha from Fulham. Similar to that of N'Golo Kante. I don't think Fulham would have been anywhere near as high up the table last season if it wasn't for Palhinha. You can talk again about the Mitrovic goals, similar to that of the Vardy-Leicester comparison. The Mitrovic goals, you bring in experience throughout the team, playing good football, being gutsy back in the Premier League, having seen yourself bounce up and down so many times. When I watch Palhinha play, against Chelsea in particular, he does what Nemanja Matic used to do for Chelsea to allow N'Golo Kante to be so good. So why, when Chelsea have a player like Enzo Fernandez, are Chelsea not looking at the mould of player that we signed in N'Golo Kante, where he comes in surrounded by talent and is just able to do his thing? Palhinha signed for £17.4 million at Fulham. Fulham would probably sell him for maybe double that, which is half what Chelsea would have to pay for Moises Caicedo. And at 6'3", Palhinha is that gritty boss in the middle of the field that no one's going to get past. You look at the big centre-backs that he'll have stacked up behind him. For me, Chelsea may be missing a trick here. I don't know if it is there's interest and Fulham just don't want to sell him. Fulham finished ahead of us last season. Why should they sell to Chelsea? But let's be real, Chelsea is still an incredibly attractive prospect. And for Palhinha, when we're talking about losing experience, losing Kante, 32 years old, one of the most experienced midfielders at the club, Mateo Kovacic, 29 years old, 4-time Champions League winner. There's a lot of focus on bringing in young players, and I've seen a lot of people joking saying Chelsea can't buy anyone under the age of 23 or above the age of 23 because that's not the model. Palhinha is 27. He is ready-made. He is Premier League proven, and just like Kante, he's such an important figure in that Fulham team, but when you bring him into another side with great players all around him, all of a sudden, just how good that player is will absolutely shine through. And I think Palhinha is one of those underrated Premier League players that Chelsea would do very well to be going for. Another player that I think Chelsea should absolutely be looking at if the big strikers don't want to join us because there's no Champions League football. It is going to bite us, this one. You know, a lot of Chelsea's top targets, they won't want to come. Harry Kane has reportedly said, according to Matt Law, that he would never join Chelsea due to his legacy with Spurs. There's one of the big names gone. Victor Osimhen, he's counting his trophies at Napoli this season, wins the flipping league, player of the year, top goal scorer. Is he going to want to come to Chelsea? I don't know. He's got Champions League football in Naples and he's hailed as a god in the city. Chelsea could well be doing well again to look close to home at Alexander Mitrovic. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments down below, because Mitrovic again is one of those players who brings something that Chelsea desperately need: goals. Let's not just talk about the obvious, shall we? Attitude. Chelsea need some players who are willing to go and get a red card once in a while. Joao Palhinha, 14 yellows last season, he's a bit of an arsehole. Mitrovic is a bit of an arsehole. And when Chelsea are looking at, these exciting young players, these prospects that can be moulded into amazing players for Chelsea's future under a brilliant manager like Mauricio Pochettino, I also think that striker and that defensive midfielder could just be down the road at Fulham. And when I look at all of the different players available, we've lost Ugarte, Caicedo's so expensive, Osimhen, would he want to go? Declan Rice just wins a European Cup with West Ham United. Didn't have the best game in the world, but it was very cagey cup final. To be expected, but seeing Declan Rice lift that trophy, a man who has said so many times, I want to win it all. I want to win everything. Premier Leagues, Champions Leagues. Chelsea might not be able to offer that. But if Arsenal are front runners for Caicedo, best believe they ain't buying both Declan Rice and Caicedo. I would love Declan Rice at Chelsea, but I don't think he'd join us. I think the fact that we've not had Champions League football is going to make this such a difficult summer, which is why I made this video today talking about Joao Palhinha and Alexander Mitrovic of Fulham, who I think, if Chelsea put the right offers in, would be significantly cheaper than many other targets, already proven in the Premier League, and have something, one of the intangibles that Chelsea desperately need. A little bit of fight, a little bit of anger, potentially, vocal players on the pitch, willing to drag their teammates through the dirt, through the hard times, to get results. So let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Have I lowballed this one? Am I overestimating their abilities, their qualities? Or do they improve this Chelsea team and become Chelsea legends like N'Golo Kante did for £32 million? But anyway, we're going to wrap up this video by discussing a little bit more of the news. There's not been that much today in the news, but Arsenal want Kai Havertz, which, I don't know about you, this infuriates me. It scares me. Kai Havertz under Mikel Arteta would be such a perfect player for them. Look at the players they've got working around the box. Saka, Odegaard, Gabriel Jesus, Kai Havertz probably wouldn't be used as a striker, but I just think in that Arsenal team again, he'd absolutely cook. Not going to talk too much about it now, but we don't want to be selling to Arsenal with Havertz, do we? If we can avoid it, let me know your thoughts on this in the comments down below. If it materialises, I'll dig into it a bit more, and of course, talk to you here on GBFC. But make sure you join the Telegram, link at the top of the description. Subscribe if you are new, hit the like button if you did enjoy this video. Keep the convo going in the comments. See you all later. Come on, you Blues.